Hi guys, this is Jane Johnson from founder of the Ecclesia Framework and the Heavenly Realm Support Group on Facebook. I want to talk to you today about some distinctions that we're seeing from the true wineskin versus the new wineskin. And some of these we've seen as group encounters, others have been revelation I've had on my own, but I just briefly want to share a few elements and then I'll do a second series on that. So one of the recent revelations we've had is when we going into encounters, we to look to the new heaven and the new earth model rather than what is the blueprint in the Old Testament or even the New Testament. So we're not creating the same dynamics as in the early church. And also not even before the fall, where Satan still was present. So that we found this quite critical in our encounters, and now we're actually dealing with a much bigger blueprint than before, when we were redeeming the earth with the concept of the values that we currently know, but now we're re-examining those values. Also, we've seen that we must remove the professional clergy laity divide, and therefore paid ministry roles really we're not seeing a part of the true wineskin, but we're seeing it actually in the new wineskin, and it can create all sorts of problems as you get dependency on the money to survive, which means that you have to form a ministry. You have to keep carrying on those tasks in your ministry to pay yourself, even if that element of the wineskin is morphing and changing. And often it causes people to have a huge temptation to take camp and to just teach people those same set protocols that they understand so they can earn the income. The third thing we're seeing is a whole new revelation of operating higher up the mountain, going to operate from Zion, God's mountain, and even investigating the New Jerusalem based from Revelations 21, and ruling out of Zion, which seems to be a higher form of ruling than our kingly mountains. And I think it's where we actually begin to operate when we are seeing a much bigger blueprint than we have before. And we get to this place by learning to be Lord on our own mountain, and then be king on our kingly mountains. And we get given greater and greater blueprints as we look for the positive blueprint, not warfare with the enemy, killing dragons all the time. And what we've seen is this is how a thinning of the layer between heaven and earth can take place. The more we rule out of Zion, and that government, which is kind of, you almost like you can see a hovering, you're sitting on a throne next to the Father, hovering over the earth, expanding your spirit as it grows bigger, that you can feel that authority and desire to take on a bigger mandate over the earth. And then that's how the thinning of the veil between heaven and earth occurs. And so many of us are seeing not a rapture, but a gradual transition. So we are the temple of the Holy Spirit. We don't go to church. So the New Jerusalem is where we reside, Zion. And as we move around, whatever we're doing, we have an opportunity 24/7 to influence our environment. It is not when we're just gathered with a few believers in church or in a prayer meeting. We can have huge governmental authority as we live out of the river of life 24/7 and begin to see mandates all the time in our spirits, acting on those the moment we see them. This is when we grow in governmental authority. And the next point is something I'm seeing really strongly about how we connect as an ecclesia is connecting via scrolls, that is your calling, your kingly mountains, but also the age we operate out of, more than location. Because what we've seen is people are getting revelation at such a tremendous rate that you cannot stay with those who are operating at a much lower level, because your spirit has expanded, it is used to a different way of operating, craves that higher way of operating. And so that's why we're seeing a need for a morphing, a finding those operating at the higher levels. Very different from traditional church, where you're encouraged to stay in the same groups, build relationship for years slowly. Don't move on. If you move on, that's unfaithful. This is a different sense that we are really one body across the world, and we're looking for those kindred spirits. So we're seeing that there's a real need to keep moving to higher authority levels. From king, we move to chancellor, and can begin to even rule in some courts and pronounce judgments. So again, it's a keep moving philosophy, and it's just never ending. The things that we're being shown and called to is just profound. So if we can keep that hunger for change, or willingness to take on what we're being shown, and not eating from the tree of knowledge, where we're just spending ages learning things but not actually engaging with others or engaging ourselves in the higher heavenly realms, we can achieve such amazing governmental authority, impact on the world, and just an incredible realization of our destiny, what's in our book of destiny and what's in our scroll. And the costs are minute compared to those amazing rewards. So I'll speak a bit more about how we move from the true wineskin away from what we're seeing in the new wineskin currently in another session. Thanks, guys. Speak soon.